Here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Just when you think you've solved it, you're dead wrong.
They were handcuffed and later taken to jail.
Why are they putting this on us?
I think they should cut it out now, because this ain't gonna solve the problem.
I told you I don't want you living with roaches.
Warning, this show contains graphic depictions, tasteless banter, and real-life accounts of the most nefarious of activities. Yea, though they do try to project themselves as upstanding, productive members of society, these two knuckleheads just ain't worth a damn. If any of you should find this show to be offensive, turn it off and stop being such a vagina.
Stop being such a vagina. What up, T-Breezy?
Hey, bro, what's good, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, bro. I think a lot of people out there are like bugging out because they can't leave their house or go meet with people or anything like that.
Yeah, I know. People are starting to get a little stir crazy.
They're fucking bugging. They're bugging out. They're bugging out. They're bugging out.
Little cabin fever, maybe.
I know. I mean, I haven't felt it too much. Today, for the first time, I got a little bored, but it was just because I was too lazy to do anything that I knew would be entertaining. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it does. I I claim to be personally absent of all phenomenon of boredom.
I know you told me that, and your words were echoing in my head when I was saying I'm bored to myself. I'm like, the dude told me he doesn't get bored.
No, it's gotten to the point where it's like, bruh, there's just so much time. Like, literally, like, people just have so much time on their hands. Like, I hate to say it, but my ideas, I found, like, I had thinker's block. Like, I just didn't have any ideas for a minute. It was crazy. And then that's when I got bored. I was like, there's nothing to do here, so I'm bored.
Yeah, I exhausted all of my creative outlets. I think that's what happened. Like, I had written music. I made fucking graphics, thumbnails and shit for these shows. I edited all of the fucking shows that we've done this last rip, which is 7 so far. This will be number 8. This is like the most we've ever done anytime I ever been in town, and they're all like ready to go. So
sweet.
Yeah, and I did that and made a bunch of graphics and made some music and shit, and I was like, God damn, man, I done did it all. What the fuck am I gonna do next?
Right, yeah. So yeah, people are fucking ready to get out. And so I think it's gonna work. So I told you I'm crafting this email. I'll keep it short, bro, because I don't want to bore our listeners with my business.
The reloaded 504ians.
Yeah, wouldn't want to bore these fellas and ladies. But so my premise is basically working that angle. Like, hey, look, feeling cooped up? Yes, so is everybody in the fucking earth, you know? Like, guess what? If you're a host, you're about to get bombarded because people ain't going to want to go to hotels, blah, blah, blah. You know, short story. Come to my Airbnb, go to Purple Fox Management, blah, blah, blah. You know, so that's going to be the gist.
Yeah, everybody, I think, is putting a creative spin on, I guess, the disposition or the current position that a lot of people are in. Even porn right now, it's got advertisements that involve talks of quarantine. Like, before you quarantine, like, by yourself, do this, you know.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're already incorporated into their marketing. And WWOZ already has a portion of their website dedicated to, like, online concert gatherings, you know, how people are doing right now. A lot of bands are doing online streaming concerts and shit, so they have essentially an online streaming concert calendar. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, things are changing, bro. This is gonna be a new landscape, and we gotta get ahead of the fucking curve, man. That's the key,
dude. This is how you fucking brush up your chops, bro. Like, you and I figured out how to do online podcasting remotely very quickly once we realized it was the only way that the show was going to be able to go on. And so,
sure, but I mean,
we learned new skills. Fucking WWOZ adapts and overcomes. Everybody's got to adapt and overcome.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is that this is an opportunity. This is a rare opportunity that is only nobody on Earth has ever experienced anything like this. This is changing things. This is going to change the way the world works.
Yeah.
And we need to get ahead of the curve. What I mean by that is that we need to think of that fucking new idea, because there's going to be a lot of right now is going to be like the time. Like right now is the time to have the ideas, because this is when the shit is changing. So that's all I'm saying. I keep, I'll try. I could solidify my, with my ideas, but I'm trying to think of them.
Same situation, bro. Pretty much, yeah, definitely. You got to grill yourself and I don't know, adapt and overcome. I've tried not to spend too much time on social media, although I do check the Reloaded 504 social media pages.
Yeah.
Other than that, like for my own personal use, not really, bro. I came across this. They have a new type of underwear out. I don't know if you saw it. It comes in like boxers, briefs, and boxer briefs. And if I can, I'm gonna read like a real short pitch from this company. Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Okay, so they're saying separate your goods to feel good. That's the slogan, okay? Now, if you could picture what they're trying to explain, it says, with dual pouch technology, each part of your anatomy has its own space. The support pouch provides independent lift for your scrotum, and the front pouch will provide enough space for your penis. No more stickiness, no more readjusting. Feel cool and fresh after trying them.
I mean, that's fucking amazing, bro. That's groundbreaking.
Yeah, briefs, trunks, and boxer briefs is what they're marketing. Now, I wanna draw your attention back to this was several episodes ago that you and I discussed this, and I had an invention to throw out to the Reloaded 504ians, and it was a pair of boxers that I didn't know what to call it, but I was like, maybe you could call it a ball flap or a mud flap, but it was a flap that sat directly behind the scrotum, and it had thin lines going up to your waistband, so that whenever you needed to adjust yourself, you just pulled on your waistband a little bit, remember?
Yes, and it would adjust you. You didn't have to adjust yourself.
Exactly. So I'm wondering if this person ever listened to that episode, because this is directly along the same lines of something that you and I discussed like months ago.
Well, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to do some research, man. I think we should get in. First of all, I think we should get in touch with these guys and see what they're all about. Let's maybe get some of their product and test it out.
I really think that they are right up the alley of a Reloaded 504 advertisement. Because it's
man.
the type of shit that you think about but don't talk about.
Yeah, definitely reach out. I think it's genius, because that's what it is. You're going down there and you're trying to, there's a couple of different reasons why chicks are so intrigued by, like, what the fuck are you doing when you, like, so there's a couple of things that are happening, and one of them would be addressed. Probably a couple of them would be addressed by this solution. They mentioned that there's not going to be any cock to ball stickage, or at least a reduction in that. And then there's going to be added support for your nuts. So that's all good. And then it lets the homeboy in front dangle and do his thing.
I like the cooling idea, because I don't know if people out there realize, especially females. Y'all females don't realize, but the job of the scrotum is to regulate the temperature of the testicles. I don't know if y'all realize that. So, like,
the
AKA scrotum,
keep fucking warm.
No. If your testicles are too warm, then your scrotum expands, and then your testicles drop away from your body, and that allows them to cool. And if your testicles are too cold, then your scrotum shrinks up, and it pulls it in closer to the body to, gather some of that heat. So it's got a job to do, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody could take some of the workload off of my scrotum, I'd appreciate that shit, you know what I'm saying? I might have to get in touch with these people like you're saying, but that's a good idea. Get in touch with them and say, look, I would like to review your product and, give it my honest opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pen an email and say, look, guys, we're a podcast based in New Orleans, and first of all, we back your product. We actually had and send them the fucking send them the episode and be like, there was and
we're
we basically
considering you.
mentioned this.
Yeah.
Right. We'd like to know if maybe you'd be interested in sending your product and maybe having us talk about it.
Could turn into something.
In complimentary ways, of course. We want to turn this into a positive partnership, obviously.
Yeah, you want it to be a symbiotic working relationship, I would say.
Yeah, dude, I think this is great. I mean, for selfish reasons, because I want to get a pair. And then I think, I agree. I think it's in line with our with our business model.
Yeah, so Separatech, if you're listening, Reloaded 504's got its ears on, and we're waiting to see where you want to take it from here, brother. You might be stumbling upon something. You might be stumbling upon a great idea, and we're listening too. So give us a shout. Reloaded504@yahoo.com and 504-457-8011. I think we could form that symbiotic working relationship.
Symbiotism.
Yeah.
Is
symbiotism.
Dope.
It sounds like autism. It sounds like a situation. Symbiotism.
There's so many isms out there, bro. Like
what's wrong with that dude? Oh, he's got symbiotism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any of the isms.
There's lots of isms.
Yeah. I got a question for you. Check this out. What if bottled water only exists because some guy had to come up with a way to sell 12-ounce plastic bottles? Think about that. Like you're a marketer. Like it's just what you do for a living. You buy shit in bulk and then you try to sell it, whatever it is. And then you come across this deal. Sure. Somebody's like, "Hey, bro, I got 100,000 12-ounce plastic bottles that you can have for a steal." And you're like, "Bet. I'm gonna fucking balls to the wall on this. I'm gonna figure out a way, rack my brain and figure out a way to sell these bottles. Fill them with water."
Definitely could be it. Or like that certainly could have been the angle. It could have been the plastic, or it could have been the dude who was like, "I got this fuckload of free water here. What can I do with it?" There's got to be something.
Yes and no. I don't think I'm going to take the water route because it's just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But
and that's the genius behind it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's already everywhere, but I just picture this guy that comes across some other guy, and they're both just trying to make money, and they're not too good at their jobs. They're just dumb luck. They fell into each other, you know what I'm saying? And one guy's like, "I got all of this shit I'm trying to sell," and this other guy's like, "All right, I know I can do this." And then the guy that buys the plastic bottles, he probably is just rattling his head off to friends and family like, "How am I going to sell these bottles?" And one of them dumb assholes, probably a drunk dumb asshole, is like, "I don't know, fill it with water, sell water." Whoever sold the first bottle of water is a motherfucking genius. Do you not? I mean, okay, maybe he's not a genius, but he's rich. He's rich off of water, bro.
100% a genius. How can you say that he's anything except for a genius? I mean, come on, man. You sell water. That's like selling air.
He successfully marketed and sold the one resource that, I don't know, unless you live in a goddamn Sahara, everybody's got fucking water.
Yeah, but I mean, look, they're in defense of, these people, there are middle men needed, right? So you need to purify the fucking water. You need to sterilize it. You need to make sure it's drinkable, that it, meets the FDA's appropriate fucking designations, this, that, and the other. So it's not like you just scooping shit out of the fucking earth and then,
You know what I think it is? I think that it was successful because
there's a little bit of overhead is all I'm saying.
Well, the whole market is born out of the idea that most of us don't have any faith in the health factor of our drinking water. Tap water that's coming into our houses.
Yeah, I don't think any of us know what the fuck is in that.
Exactly.
I mean, when we were kids growing up, Dave, that's all we drank. There was no purified water. There was no bottled water.
Straight out the hose, son. If you want to drink a water, you ain't knocking on the door to come inside. You're drinking out the hose, and then you're running back out in the street.
100%, bro. It tasted all metallic and shit. There's no telling, bro.
Yeah. I don't understand that, but
why don't you understand? What don't you understand?
No,
That's
I'm saying
where the water was.
No, I don't understand how that is still not acceptable. Is what I'm saying. Like that's all I knew.
Dude, all right. So, like, do you? I don't know. Like, it just seems like there's chronic illness around these days, and it seems like it wasn't a thing back in the day. There were sick kids. There were kids that had illnesses and shit, you know? I don't know, bro.
All right.
Like,
This is my theory, all right? This is my theory. Politicians are corrupt, money-grubbing, the scoundrels of the fucking earth, in my opinion, all right?
Scoundrels!
Yeah. The scourge of the earth. The scourge of the earth. All right,
yeah,
so
but how did they become that way? They were actually once decent.
all right, but
men.
wait. Don't go off on a tangent. Listen to what I'm saying. This is my theory, all right? The politicians are the fucking scoundrels of the earth, and people in government positions in office, they're all on the take, okay? So they keep stealing more and more money, so eventually programs have to be defunded because of a lack of funds. So eventually you have the Sewage and Water Board is understaffed and underpaid, and they're still expected to keep up the same standards and practices that they've always had, and beyond improvements in technology and whatever. You see what I'm saying? So basically you're trying to squeeze blood from a turnip is what I'm saying. The water that the water that you and I drank back in the day probably was of better quality than the water coming out the tap today, because inevitably they had more funds. They were on the up and up. So, and that the same goes for any system. That's just the Sewage and Water Board we're talking about. We're talking about the fucking education system. Like all these things start to deteriorate because there's no money, because they keep reducing funding, and it's being absorbed by something else. And I say it's the fucking greedy politicians and government officials.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it certainly is them. Whether or not that's their method, I can't call it. But it's just so weird, man. Like the way that, so I would imagine that every politician at one point was an honest person, was an honest man. Like his main objective on earth wasn't to like get more wealth or power. But at some point they all like name an honest politician.
No, one doesn't exist. I'll tell you this though.
They just don't make any.
To get back
or
to
like
my
there's some
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So I just wanted like a small example. So like, all right. So like, just let's, for example, a guy like Drew Brees, the hometown fucking New Orleans hero. Not hometown, but you know what I mean by that. Just all around fucking good guy. He's generally regarded and as an upstanding member of society. Zero derogatory marks on his character, basically. Fucking and he's great at what he does. He's just a successful human being. And so these are the types of men, these are the types of people that are recruited into the files and ranks of politicians. And so at some point, men like that get turned into like
you can't possibly think that that's the origin of all species of politician, though, man. No, I don't believe that.
No,
I think
no,
some
I
of them
think
get
that.
into it, licking their lips like, I'm going to fucking fleece this state for everything I fucking can.
I mean, I'm sure that, yes, absolutely, there are, like, career politicians, but,
yeah,
what I'm saying is that, like, I don't know if you I doubt it'll happen. It may happen. He's got like a huge broadcasting contract already waiting for him when he retires.
Roger.
But at the same time, we're talking about anyway. There's been talk here and there about politics, and he's always been like, oh well, I'm not going to discount it, and I'm not going to say I wouldn't do it, but blah blah blah. But then again, all these people are God-fearing men. So how serious can you take somebody who actually takes that seriously?
Fuck, I don't know.
That's a whole new subject.
Yeah, it is. It is actually. We'll get back into that. We went off on a tangent from the 12-ounce plastic bottles, bro. And the person that thought of a way to sell them. I knew a captain that was he was huge, bro. He only dressed in coveralls, and I always thought that was because it was all that he could fit into. Anyway, he bought an aluminum, I guess what I would call, it looks like a butter churn, okay? It's an aluminum butter churn, and it's probably like the capacity is probably like 3 to 4 liters, all right? So he's got this butter churn, and it was part of a diet plan that he bought into, all right? They told him anything he steamed in the butter churn, he could eat. It would be healthy. It had like a grill about an inch off of the bottom so that you could put water in there and your shit wouldn't be soaked in water, but you could steam things. So they told him,
so you steam some bacon, it's healthy bacon.
Well, check it out. That's basically what he did, and that's what I was getting to. They told him anything he steamed in there he could eat and it would be healthy. But this motherfucker's steaming sausage and bacon and all this, you know what I'm saying? All of this shit. He's like, well, they said it would be healthy, blah, 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 blah. And it's the same thing that was going through my mind as what I'm explaining to you now about whoever put water in plastic bottles and sold them. Somebody, somewhere, came across somebody else that had all of these metal aluminum butter churn looking things, and one guy was like, I gotta offload all of this shit, and another guy was like, I got the perfect scheme. You see what I'm saying? Whoever fucking sold water, it's the same thing, bro. Somebody sold a diet plan based on a metal butter churn and was like, okay, this is a diet plan.
You can't put water in that category, dog. Like, fucking, I bought water today. I bought $4 worth of water today.
Bruh, you ain't got to tell me.
And you did too. You did the last time you went to the grocery too. So
dude, my wife will not drink it unless it comes from a fucking plastic bottle. Meanwhile, we are on top of and are tapped into via well the biggest aquifer in the United States.
It's kind of funny when you think about it that way, right? Like
it's hilarious. I'll laugh all the way to the fucking register, bro.
But yet we do it. There was nobody who got sick from drinking fucking hose water, and hose water had like dirt in it, bro. It wasn't clean hose.
No,
that was a hose that had been sitting out all fucking year, bro.
Yeah, the only thing I would do is run it long enough to get that hot rubber taste out of it, because during the summertime,
right, to make it cold water, right?
Yeah. And that was it.
Like,
it's no good no more, bro.
Drinking that shit, and I mean drinking it like a thirsty dog would, bro.
You breaking up, man. I don't know why you're breaking up, but you're breaking up a little bit.
I ain't breaking.
Yeah, you're breaking up, right?
Right.
Are you streaming too many things over there, bro? You got your data on overload. They will cap your data. They quarantine capping, bro.
I mean, all I know that I got like blue light coursing through my veins. So what does that mean?
I don't know what it means because I don't know what you just said.
So I'm still breaking up.
Yeah. You're like, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. It'll work itself out, bro. It's not like we can, like, twist knobs on fucking data. It's funny because everybody's all these days, they're like, oh, no cap, no cap, no cap. They capping everything, bro. Netflix, fucking data, all this shit. They capping all of that shit right now.
don't even know what that means. I mean, I think I know what it means, but what does 5G means? Doesn't 5G means that nothing will ever have a cap because everything's so fucking fast and abundant that we all are just living in a goddamn cyber world and fucking 5G is gonna kill us all because it's so fast it's gonna shoot into our fucking temples?
Bruh, don't even get me started. They got people out here that think that 5G towers are what's making everybody sick. It's not the fucking COVID-19 virus. It's 5G towers.
It
Unbelievable. No, it's not, bruh. I'm telling you right now. One of the supporting arguments was a picture that somebody took of a service tech that was servicing a 5G tower, and he had on a hazmat suit. So they're like, look, he's got on a hazmat suit. I told you, he don't want to get sick. Everybody's getting sick because of the fucking 5G. If you go to the source of a powerful radiation device, then, and especially on the regular, you're gonna have to wear protective equipment, bro. I'm a captain. I work in a wheelhouse. We have radars. Every time we pass through the locks, which sees tons of boats every day, all day, they don't want to get hit with the radio waves all day, every day, so they ask you to turn your radar off. That doesn't mean radars are fucking killing people. It just means don't get next to it all day, every day. It's stupid, bro.
Well, I can tell you this. I was hired as an independent contractor. I'm not going to say who I was hired by, but, let's say it wasn't a public entity, to drop to drop spores into those 5G towers via drone. And I was like, what am I doing this for? And they're like, with their fucking stupid dark black glasses and their stupid fucking little zapper thing they had in their hands. They were like, you don't worry about it, bro. You just look at this thing and you'll get all about it.
Did they have earpieces in their ears? And they touch the tip of their finger to it sometimes?
Almost at all times. They were touching it like as though something was urgent happening.
Todd, bro, you're fueling the fire, bro. You don't want to fuel the fire. Trust me, there's enough fuel on the fire as it is.
Well, I don't know what fire you're talking about, but this shit happened and it was kind of weird, bro. So that happened, and of course I didn't really have any recollection, but there were fucking pictures that were left behind.
Yeah,
not left behind, but there were photos like basically like in my phone that kind of pieced together that there were people around. So I kind of made sense out of it. It was weird, bro. Very, very weird.
Well, shit, you're rich then. You could just sell them to fucking, I don't know, the Times-Picayune. Oh, wait, they're gone. Sell them to somebody, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a safeguard thing as opposed to like a business angle.
Oh, so this is those things that you keep in a vanilla envelope and then you put them in a lockbox and shit like that?
Yeah, like, to use in case, like, hey, look, so I've got this.
Yeah,
so
if anything happens to me, that shit's going to be mailed to somebody.
Right, and when I die, it gets passed along, that type of thing. So, you're fucked if you ever try to expose anybody.
Buddy, say buddy at the end.
Or like if you ever try to harm me, or my loved ones, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
It's gonna be over. I only have a very particular skill set, and it involves crushing your nuts and balls into powder. And that's all I know, buddy.
All right, calm down, bro. Calm down. I was check this out, bro. I was online the other day looking through some bullshit. I found a Wu-Tang name generator. It's a website that's dedicated to you logging on, going on a website, you enter your real name, and then it generates your Wu-Tang name.
Bro, let me just stop you.
Why? Why would anybody stop me talking about the Wu-Tang?
Is this the first time you've heard of the Wu-Tang generator?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a couple of artists, let's say, Childish Gambino? Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You heard of Post Malone, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
You heard of both of those dudes?
Mm-hmm.
No shit. All right, so any idea what Childish Gambino's real name is?
No.
It's Donald Glover. Any idea why his name is Childish Gambino?
No idea.
The Wu-Tang name generator.
Are you serious?
Hey, Post Malone, you know what his name is?
Post Malone is what came from the Wu-Tang name generator.
You got it, bro. You figured out the puzzle.
Holy shit! I
Yeah,
had
bro.
no idea.
Top star billing artists have been using the Wu-Tang name generator to generate their names for many, many years now, bro.
I had no idea, bro.
But it is, it's cool that it's funny. It's cute that you're just talking about it now. Let's talk about it.
It's cute. You never talked about it before, and you knew about it all this time. So why you throwing shade on the Wu-Tang name generator, motherfucker?
I thought it was just like everybody knew. This dude's like, bro, I figured out the Wu-Tang name generator, bro. Oh my god.
All right. So what's your Wu-Tang name, bro?
I've never done it. Let's do it.
You don't know?
I've never run my name through the, like, it's supposedly, I think it's based on your birthday and like your last name or something. It's like enter your last name and your birthday, and it gives you
Gives
your
a
rap
fuck
name.
what it's based on. You never did it before, and you're clowning me for just finding it out. You've been knowing about it all this time, and you never mentioned it, and you never did it, bruh. So who's got more shade, bruh, being thrown on their name right now, bruh?
All I know is that it's well known that these two in
I'm
particular,
disappointed
and
in you, bruh. I can't believe.
And I'm sure. Okay, you want to know what my hip hop name is according to the Wu-Tang generator? It's like
I already know. I looked it up.
Shit. Oh fuck. Well, what is it?
Check this out, bro. According to the Wu-Tang name generator, my name is Intellectual Overlord, all right?
Nice. I like that.
Yeah,
bruh.
I lucked out, bro. I got a good one. Peace to the gods and the Wu-Tang. Your name translates into expert genius, and it's X-PERT genius, which is dope.
I fucking love it,
bro. So I'm an intellectual overlord. You are the expert genius. I entered in Reloaded 504 to see what it would come up with.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Shrieking magician.
That's the best ever.
Shrieking magician.
Dude, that's like on some Tekashi 6ix9ine shit. Like, that'll just flip it upside down.
I know, bro. That's crazy as fuck. Anybody out there listening to Reloaded 504 land, I'm going to include the link to that website in the show notes so you could go there and check out what your Wu-Tang name is. Dope. You never did none of that shit, Todd, and you're trying to tell me. You're like, oh, it's so cute, you're just finding that out. Motherfucker, I collected your name, my name, and the show name, and fucking made a piece about it, bro. And fuck, well,
for that one night.
You should, like, school the people, bro. You should be like, hey, there's this dope shit online. Check this out.
Dude, I honestly figured that it was common knowledge, like Google. Like,
I share,
people know.
bro. I share. Like I told you, the Reloaded 504 is, check this out, man. Anytime I experience something good, I try to share it. You know what I'm saying? Like the other day, I realized that the wheel
is the most efficient mode of transportation.
Nah, man. Stop clowning. I realized that ontheslick.com
that you didn't have to walk through
taken.
9 feet of snow.
Nah, listen. I realized that ontheslick.com is not taken.
That you didn't have to use an abacus to figure out 2 plus 2?
Keep clowning, bro. I'm a slide this fucking mixer dial down so you can stop being retarded, bro. Nah.
You found out that MySpace is no longer a viable way to communicate with friends.
Come on, man. Jesus Christ. Take it easy, sleazy.
All right. That's it. That's all I got, bro. That was funny, man. That was good stuff.
Yeah, but anytime I experience something good, I want to share it with people. So if you experienced the Wu-Tang name generator and you didn't share it with me, I'm kind of offended right now is what I'm getting at.
Well, I didn't discover it. That's the thing. So if I would have been like, bro, you got to check this shit out. But what I didn't discover shit. I just heard that that's how they came up with their names.
Motherfucker, I didn't discover beer, but I bought you one before. What are you talking about? I didn't discover it. You fucking found out, and you should have been like, "Hey, bro, do you know about this?"
Okay, well, I was so unintrigued that I didn't want to even log on and try it. I just thought that it was amusing that professional artists, like, that's how they derive their names.
All right, yeah, I was about to say, to recap, you're saying that Post Malone and Childish Gambino both got their names from the Wu-Tang name generator.
That's what I've heard, yes.
So, did you even go test the theory? Because you know their real names?
No, I would imagine it's a random name generator, so it's not going to be the same every time. So if you enter the same name, it's not going to give you the same, it's not going to spit the same.
Fuck that, man. That's a tall claim. I would go enter the dude's real name, and if it didn't come up with the real shit, I would do it again and see if it came up with the same thing. And if it does, then you can go to Snopes.com and be like, this dude's fronting on the Wu-Tang name generator.
Well, bro, you could just do it with your name, or being that their names are public knowledge, you could just enter their names.
Oh, I got it once for kicks, and then I brought it to the show to share with you and the Reloaded 504ers. I don't know. You've been knowing about it for so long, you figure you would have done some kind of research or something.
No. Well, we, and when I say we, I mean the audience and me as your co-host, appreciate you bringing that to our knowledge. Damn. That you didn't know about this archaic ass fucking thing that has been around.
I was about to say, bro, the first half of that sentence, the first thing you did was separate me from you and everybody else. You just isolated me in the first half of that sentence. I don't like your tone.
Well, because I was trying to...
I don't like your tone, all right?
Trying to thank you. I was trying to single you out and give you my gratitude.
Nevertheless, Reloaded 504, and I'll include the link, and you won't get shade thrown on you by my co-host Todd if you didn't know about it. So it's okay.
A digital hug. That was my version of just giving you a friendly pat on the back, just via Bluetooth.
Yeah, that sounded very sarcastic. Anyway, I'm going to move on, bro, because I don't like your tone. That's what I said before, and I'm going to say it again. I don't like your tone, bro.
That'd be good.
I wanted to ask you if you've ever heard of Sober October. Everybody's heard of Sober October, but I guess it was my way of intro into this fucking subject. I'm appalled by this. It's a fundraiser for Macmillan Cancer Support. That's who started it, okay? Macmillan Cancer Support started Sober October. People donate money.
I didn't know that.
People donate money because people go sober for a month. So it's like it's kind of like a marathon, and people sponsor you, but it's a marathon of no alcohol. I just want to say fuck that. Fuck.
Yeah. So
that.
I agree, man. So the first time I heard of Sober October, actually, I had no idea that it was like an actual funded and sponsored thing. But so Joe Rogan and his little circle of buddies, they have done Sober October, I think, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I'm busted. That's why I went and looked it up, because I heard it on his show.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's how it came about in my mind. And I went and researched it, found that shit out. Yeah, so then I started thinking, fuck that, bruh. October, Halloween, and anytime anybody gets dressed up in a costume, you're getting drunk. And my birthday's in October, too. So, there's no way October's going to be sober for Dave. I can't participate.
I mean, October's a lot of people's favorite month. Well, you're biased because it's your birthday month, so completely understand that. I love, so a lot of people love Halloween, so they're like, fuck that, I'm gonna get fucked up on Halloween. A lot of people do weird freaky shit on Halloween, so a lot of people are gonna drink excessively, or maybe do some drugs that they normally wouldn't do type shit on Halloween.
Yeah, do some psychedelics. Anyway, I will say I like the changing of the season. So if I wasn't biased, if I wasn't biased because it was my birthday month, and I wasn't biased because I like Halloween, then that's the time of year down in the boot where the air starts to dry out. It gets a little cooler. They got a breeze growing around the block and coming to hit you in the face. I like that, bro. I like all that, bro.
It's when they have those there's really super dope sunsets that only happen around that time of year. You can see it from inside, or at least I can. I see it and I run outside. I'm like, oh, fall to my knees with my hands raised above my head.
That's great. That's great visual, bro. For the Reloaded 504ians that follow us, I'll include that link in the show notes for the Macmillan Cancer Support. Hopefully, we throw some love their way. This flat.
Yeah, I support your cause. I'm just not going to support it with sobriety. I'll
Yeah,
support it.
well, I mean, what's going on with that? Then there's like No Shave November. Like, I mean, why we got to make alliterations off of months and then turn it into campaigns, bro?
It's about sacrifice, bro. And
It's
it's
all
about
about
somebody just trying to make it.
Nah, bro. It's about don't tell me how to live my fucking life and then make it rhyme or alliterate with a fucking month. No Shave November. Well, I'll fucking shave if I want to, bitch. What if I shave my pubes? You know what I'm saying, bro? I mean, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here with all that, bro.
Right. And, well, I hear you, but they're trying, and then so that's just part of that's part of today's society. So they think of a way to tell you how, like, you're not living your best life, and then they get behind it with, and let's, like, get a sponsor behind this. And, and they monetize this shit. They hashtag it, and then it becomes a fucking movement. And the next thing you know, fucking Catch Me Outside Girl's a fucking professional rapper.
Yep, and people are selling armbands that have little shits imprinted on them, and I don't know, they're pink, and it represents boobies. Bam! There you go. Marketing technique. Whatever,
Precisely.
bro. Fuck all that shit. Hey, bro, this flat Earth dude showed back up in the news and social media again. That guy that built a rocket so he could launch himself into the sky and prove that the Earth is flat. You familiar?
Yeah, I am.
The parachute deploys at the wrong time, like way early. That's that's a tough break, right? But here's my question: what's worse? Carrying out the mission and having your parachute not deploy when you pull the cord, or having the parachute deploy right when you take off? What's worse?
Well, that dude bounced like a fucking
yeah.
Like
he was
beanbag.
Yeah, fuck that dude. He was a flat earther. That was just a jump off. I'm saying, what's worse? You blast off, go all the way up, do whatever it is you were trying to do, and then, fucking skydiving, floating, whatever, and then you get to the point where you need your parachute, you pull the cord, it doesn't happen, then you fall to your death. What's worse, that, or as soon as you blast off, your parachute fucking does whatever it does, craps out. So, you see what I'm saying? So you're faced with this dilemma. Either you get to enjoy let's say half of the whole shindig, or you get to enjoy pretty much none of the shindig, because if you blast off, dude,
I think the answer to your conundrum is quite clear. Would you rather go out? Would you rather go out like in exhilaration or in complete panic?
Well, this is the thing. You're going out in complete panic no matter what. It's just at what point are you starting to go out in complete panic? Because if you blast off and your parachute fucks up as you're blasting off, then the whole fucking scrimmage is for naught. Like the whole thing.
You just blew your whole high, bro. You fucked up the whole time,
The whole time you're experiencing that shit, you're in a state of panic, because no matter how impressive the fucking view is about to get, you're gonna die.
I'm so panicked trying to whip my dick out and get it hard so I can jerk off and come on the world.
There is nothing, dude. I guess you just get to experience the high of one last adrenaline rush.
Like yeehaw!
Shit, bro. People shooting heroin talk about that warm blanket. Can you imagine how hot your skin gets when you realize you're about to be thrust into the sky and come down at a high rate of speed? I'm sorry to laugh at the dude, but I don't know.
Well, what dude? Because I don't think this dilemma has, this is definitely in the mind of Dave dilemma, because this isn't something that happens. Like, my parachute was ripped off as soon as I was shot out of the cannon.
Well, okay, all right. Let me start over. So
and then the second time I did it.
No, let me repitch. All right, let me repitch. All right.
All right.
This is the dilemma. Would you rather your parachute faulty deploy while you're taking off, or would you rather your parachute not deploy when you pull the cord? So premature ejaculation or no ejaculation. Same thing.
The least amount of fear and panic that I am living in is better. So yeah, that's more enjoyment in my limited life.
That
is
last
option B.
That last 2 minutes, option B, you want it to do when you reach your precipice before your descent.
Yeah, bro. I want to be as happy as I can as long as I can. So, yeah, when I pull the cord at the very last second, and I think that I'm gonna save myself, and I realize that I'm not, then I have whatever that time is, and that's a wrap. As opposed to the previous 5 minutes.
Well, think about this. If you have those previous 5 minutes, you could like whip out your phone and text and be like, I love you, girlfriend, baby, wifey, whatever. Or you could be like, hey, CNN, look at me with your last video. This is me about to die. My parachute didn't deploy. You'd be like the most famous motherfucker.
I don't think you'd be able to operate. You'd be able to get your phalanges.
You're digging deep, bro. He pulled out the phalanges. You're digging deep. Think about that, though, bro. Because if you got that extra 5 minutes, you could do something.
Nothing to save your life, though. Just
No. You know you're about to die either way. If you blast it off and your parachute fucks up, or when you pull a cord and it don't come out, it fucks up, you know you're about to die. But in the first case scenario, you got a little bit more time to do something clever, something funny, something I love you, mom, whatever the fuck it is. You see what I'm saying?
Let's ask the same question in a more direct way. If you knew you were gonna die, would you rather have 2 minutes or 10 minutes? Like, what the fuck? Would you rather have 30 seconds or 10 minutes?
What up?
You know,
if
like,
I knew I was going to die, would I rather have 30 seconds or 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Well,
would you rather want to have the and you knew you couldn't reverse the course. You knew there was nothing you could do to change it.
Exactly. It's the same case scenario, and I'm saying I'd rather have 10 minutes instead of 30 seconds. Your first inclination is to say, I'd rather enjoy the ride, and then when I go to pull the cord, nothing happens, and then I die. But I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying I'd rather the 10 minutes. I'd rather the fucking parachute be faulty as soon as I take off. That way,
I don't think 10 minutes is enough to gather yourself in that moment.
Right,
like, yeah, I see the advantage. I see what you're getting at. The advantage of having some time to send out the final thoughts. And that's the con, or that's the pro.
It could be the final thoughts. It could be like one last video to be like, fuck you, world. It could be whatever you want it to be. I'm just saying, in the first case scenario, which is the one that you chose to avoid, the first case scenario gives you enough time to do something. Whereas the latter doesn't give you any time to do anything but just die. And the only benefit of that is that you got to enjoy your last ride. So basically, it's not even a choice of selfishness or panic or any of that shit. It's a choice of, do you want 10 minutes knowing you're about to die, or do you want 5 seconds knowing you're about to die? 5
seconds all day. No thought needed for me.
No cap, bro. No cap.
I mean, like, I don't even have to think about it twice. It's a quick, easy answer. You're not 10 minutes of something I can't change. The only good it's to do is maybe offer kind of like weird solace for like your loved ones, but I really doubt that. Nothing's good for you. You're gonna be panicked, bro. That's not gonna be fun times for anybody. Like, I joke about like coming on the world, which would be awesome. But I mean, like, what are the odds of me, like, actually getting hard unless,
Dude, you're thinking about it along selfish terms. What if you realize, upon blasting off, that your parachute just crapped out? Check it out. What if you realize, upon blasting off, your parachute just crapped out, so that means you're about to die. You only got, whatever, we said 10 minutes, all right? What if you pull your phone out and you like film yourself and you say, listen to me. I just blasted off. My parachute came out, fell out on the ground as I was blasting off, so I'm about to die. I want everybody to take a moment and donate $1 to such and such because it's the last thing it's my last wish. It's all I want. Bam! Gotcha. Overnight, tomorrow. You're dying either way. But you can affect change, right? Which is a corny saying. Definitely. But you could affect change. You could be like, donate $1 to the fucking Satanist organizations of America because they're not bad. Whatever, bro. I don't know.
To the Find a Cure for Herpes Foundation.
There you go. Anything, bro. Like, just, it doesn't matter what it is. But I'm just saying, like, you got 10 minutes to play with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so instead of enjoying, instead of like,
you've lived your entire life, and then that's what you're doing. You're like, all right, this is it. This is how I'm going out, bro. All right, everybody, donate to breast cancer. Splat.
Yeah,
Outta here, bro.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's lame. You know it is.
No, it's not lame. And I'd like to add that
it's lame and nobody would do it, bro. You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Nobody.
Dude, there is nothing lame about 10 minutes of somebody in a rocket that's about to die sending a video. You would watch that video from start to end. Shut the fuck on up. You would watch that video from start to end.
That wouldn't be the message, trust me.
And it would be remarkable because you would mention it to somebody else, and I'm not lying. Exactly.
But it wouldn't be positive. I don't think that. I mean, I can't think of how how that couldn't be dark and twisted in some way. That there's no way you can witness somebody like their last words as they are plummeting. Yeah, it's gonna only end there's gonna be darkness. It's gonna be taken off the internet. It's not gonna be viewed. It's gonna be
no, man. It just goes black, bro. I was about to say you need to make sure that you send the video to somewhere before impact. Otherwise,
and then
it'll be lost forever.
Exactly. Yeah. So who's got the fucking frame of mind to? Okay, so if you're gonna.
Hey man, I'm plotting and scheming. I don't know, man. I'm just saying I'd rather increase my capabilities in my last moments, even if it is just 10 minutes. You could make a video and send it in 10 minutes.
Bro, let me just tell you.
Hey, bro, for that matter, you selfish bastard, you could make a video and send it and jerk off in 10 minutes. So then you get both. You get your own personal gratification, and you accelerate someone else's or something else's cause.
In my death, I am allowed unabashed selfishness. I am not ashamed to be as selfish as I want to be.
You're allowed.
In the process of dying.
Yes, you're allowed. I'm just saying you could do both.
I'd rather, you know what, I'm fully focused on, just trying to stretch that happiness out.
All right,
I really am.
That was no pun intended. All right.
No pun intended.
Which brings me to my next saying, bruh. What do you think about the phrase, quote unquote, go big or go home?
I think it's fucking stupid.
I view this saying as a last-ditch effort to justify a reckless decision. I think that anybody that's about to do something stupid says this and then does that.
I think if anybody ever said it in a real setting,
people say in real settings all the time. What are you talking about?
I wouldn't take that person seriously, or if they I probably say that in a very sarcastic setting.
Well, you're taking it maybe too literal. What if somebody was saying it when they were considering buying a house that was a little bit above their budget?
It's cliche. I mean, I understand, right? It's just one of those terms. I don't know. It's one of those things that I personally don't like.
I think that people use this saying to justify something that they know they probably shouldn't do in the first place.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Well, then we're in agreement on that. We have an agreement of opinion on that situation, and I'm glad to hear that. I'm
I
glad
don't know
that
if
you.
I can agree with you on the fact that agreeance is a word, but we can go move forward definitely.
You think agreeance is not a word?
I'm just not sure.
We are in agreeance, and that's definitely a word.
We have come to an agreement. I know is a word
Yeah, but we
in a
are
sense.
in agreeance. It's a state of being.
Okay, all right. I'm trusting you, bro. I'm just, that's all I'm saying.
You made a good decision, bro. Just saying. You made a good
Why
decision.
you get? Why are you getting sensitive, man? What's wrong with you?
I didn't see that coming. That was in left field, bro. I
I
um
mean,
I
why
asked
you
you
getting in your
this.
why you
I
getting in your feelings and shit, bro? What's wrong, man?
No, man. I guess it's a point of order when it comes to grammar. I'm all
I
like
can.
I'm probably somewhat of a grammar Nazi, and I'm not the best person to ask about how to spell shit or what is proper and what's not. I'm not an expert by any means, but I try to pay a lot of attention to it because I
All
think
right.
everybody needs to stay literate.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna need you for my own benefit, then, and the listeners, to confirm that agreeance is actually a word because I'm questioning whether or not it is.
It is. It most definitely is.
Okay. All right. I mean,
It's
if you feel confident leading the masses,
it's not about feelings and it's not about confidence. It's a fact.
okay.
All right.
All right.
I had asked
And then,
you.
but like, use fact in a sentence. Would it be like fact, like PHAKT? Is that how you spell it? And
Yes, yes, yes. Fact it. Fact it. Are you finished, you motherfucking faggot? Why you taxing me so
Ball.
hard, bro? Jesus.
Why are you so soft right now, huh,
I'm
bro?
gravy, bro. I just made a point of order, bro, and you like trying to tax me, son, bro. Hey, look that shit up and get back to me, motherfucker. I ain't got to
All right,
explain to you the fucking facts of life,
all right, bro. Well said.
motherfucker.
Please, please move on.
I had asked you this the other night before we started recording. Um, and I remember your answer, so I mean you can repeat it if you want, but I'm genuinely curious, what is everybody doing for haircuts during this social distancing and quarantining shit? Is there any way to cut somebody's hair from however many feet away that we're supposed to do it? You know what laparoscopic surgery is, right? Is there a way to like Edward Scissorhands with the laparoscopic and then you could like, you see what I'm saying? Is there a
Well, the first thing,
is there a
the
situation?
first, yeah. So the first thought that came to my head was Edward Scissorhands, so you could just snip it from a distance. But I don't, so I'm guessing that laparoscopic means laser.
No, laparoscopic, LAPRO. That's like I had my appendix removed through laparoscopic surgery, and what they did is they made a couple of small insertions and
Uh
or
huh.
incisions, my bad, and they pumped my abdominal
Your
regions
anus full
full
of
of
fucking meat.
gas. You I was in the middle of telling a story about a serious moment in my
You
life
just
when I could have
said I
died,
got
and then
pumped
you
full of,
just
and then paused.
you
It was like
just
a long, dramatic pause
yeah,
after
but
I got pumped full of.
surgery is life threatening, bro. And while I was talking about that shit, you brought up my anus.
It getting stuffed.
Hey, bro, I think we're gonna be lifelong friends, but I hope I don't die around you because now I gotta worry about the health of my anus if I drop dead because you keep
Nah,
bringing
you
it up.
ain't.
You can't keep my anus out your mouth. Listen to me for 2 seconds, motherfucker. God damn. All right, look. Laparoscopic surgery is when they pump your, whatever region, usually your abdomen, full of gas and inflate it. And then they make small incisions and insert fucking tools in those little spots. So like they pump my abdomen full of gas, they make a couple of small incisions, and they put tubes in there that
and then a knife goes through.
no, not a knife. Tools can fit through those tubes. Usually,
What kind of tool besides a knife?
Lasers. They'll cut it out with a laser, and then they'll pull it out with like the little mechanical claw that you see at fucking Denny's.
Yeah.
That's serious, bro.
I believe you. That's dope. All right. I like that.
Yeah, so that's what's up with that, bro. So, I don't think so. Getting back to what we were talking about, I don't think there is a responsible, healthy way for people to get haircuts right now.
I mean,
like we're all gonna walk out of this looking like hippies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some will look better than others, I suppose, right?
Yeah, some will make great hippies. You know, I'm shooting for the Jim Morrison, bro. Like I'm shooting for the Jim Morrison look. Like shortly before he died, that look.
Yeah.
Where he was all burly and shit. Yeah.
Try heroin. That'll probably help a little bit.
No, I don't want his lifestyle, bro. I don't want his lifestyle. I think he was drinking like buku every day before he died. And this coronavirus, this fucking quarantining, that could do it to you, bro. I'm slaying.
He was doing that.
I'm slaying beer over here. I ain't lying to you right now, Todd, bro. Before we started this podcast, I opened the fridge. Well, fuck. I opened the fridge at like noon and started drinking. I got like 14, 16 beers I'm looking at, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting low.
Yeah.
It's getting crucial, bro.
Because what happens when you make it to the goddamn grocery and it's like, fucking somebody beat me to the last case. That's just some bullshit.
Dude, I was joking before it got serious. They wasn't having no buying limits on beer. But now, right now, if you want curbside, you can order all you want. You're only getting a certain amount. So it's starting to get a little crucial. When the beer the beer starts to get low, it's a situation, bro.
Bro, I had to bust out the AutoCAD earlier today, like just so I could, like
3D
maybe
print some beer.
Well, no, I was working on some ceiling plans, maybe for an infiltration to Rouse's or so.
Oh man, that's sexy. Tell me more. I'm all in,
just like
bro.
From top down, entering from the top and then rappelling down in there, grabbing a couple of cases and then just scooting on out.
Hey,
lickety split.
Just so you understand how committed I am to this idea, I don't even need background music like dun 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 dun. I don't need that, and I don't even need like one of them waistband ropes that stops me 2 seconds before the laser. I don't need none of that shit. That's too fancy, bro. I'm good. I'm going for the high life, bro. I'm going for all the cases of high life they got, preferably in bottles, but beggars can't be choosers.
Perfect, bro. They got that, and luckily, the high life is in the section that's not lasered off, so you straight, bro.
Yeah, well, I know it's not fancy. I know that shit, but I'm good with it, bro.
It's all good. Yeah, no doubt. So I'm going straight for the box wine. You know this, man, and that ain't lasered either, bro. So like I said, it's all about vertical
we
attack.
were meant to be survivors, bro. Like Beyonce, we were meant to be survivors. None of our shit's lasered off, bro. Yeah.
Oh no, none of it. When the last of the supermarkets have been scavenged through,
that shit will still be there.
There will only be 2 beverages standing.
And it's going to be goddamn Franzia and High Life. And we're going to fucking high five and then get shot.
Yeah. Like, we've been silent for like 37 days. And then we're so happy to fucking see our bounty that we're like, and then.
Bruh,
that would be hilarious.
Brings me to our next subject. It's fucking, we reached our time, bro. We overdid our time, bro.
Apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse, which is something that I've been working on lately. I built a track in my backyard, a zombie escape and evasion track.
All right, tell all of us about that shit on the next episode because we done reached that time. We passed our time, bro. We gave them too much.
I mean, you're acting like fucking you. I don't know, like holy shit! Oh my god! Like you got your finger on the button, bro. Calm down. Calm down.
I got my finger
Calm
on
down.
the knob. It's the fucking echo knob. Sign out, baby doe.
Just see, look, you're forcing me. I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't like this. It's like this is
Last
almost
time-
like audio rape here.
Last
He's
time you were
forcing me.
like,
He's
how come
holding
I
my
never
hand, my
get to
ankle.
sign out? How come I never
He's
get to
touching
sign
my
out?
panties. He's touching my panties.
Give it
He's
up and
holding
turn
my
it
wrist.
loose. Give it up, turn it loose. Tell him goodbye,
Stop holding my vocals down.
Peace.
Stop holding them
Peace.
down. They just want to yell.
Peace.
No, stop.
We love y'all, Reloaded 504-ins. Hey, bro, y'all keep listening. We appreciate the tune-ins. 504-457-8011. All your random thoughts and crazy quarantine bug-out situations, holla at you. It's a 24/7 voicemail. We'll play it on the show. Reloaded504 at yahoo.com. You can get at us for free merchandise. Peace.